point. He used it in the Nationals and the World Games over the summer.
Now, growing up, you used the traditional wooden stick until what age?
So yeah, I've obviously, you probably heard the phrase, back in our hometowns, a lot of our communities were born with it in our cradle board, and when we leave this earth, it put it in our coffin. So as you can see, right from birth to death, this stick is with us. But I've used it all the way up since I was, all the way from age 14, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah, you come into this world with the stick, and you leave this world with the stick. That's how important this game is to the Colts.
When you'd watch Wayne Gretzky play, he was never in a rush, right? You never thought he was panicked. That's the way Jeff Teat plays the game of lacrosse. He's always in control.
Well, just to build on the Gretzky comparison, he has as many assists as anyone else has points so far coming into this week. And now the Atlas starting to run as Tyler Carpenter, the long stick midi, scores right off the faceoff.
Tyler Carpenter was not a big scorer at Duke. But if you go into the archives, played at Durham Academy for John Lancey. He scored 200 points with a long pole in his high school career. So now he's in the PLL, and he has free reign to roam. From defense to offense, he's their best ground ball player. Not called Trevor Baptiste. So when you put him on a wing, now you're thinking offense, and you're putting him back to his past where he played in high school. He played extra man. He played offense with a long pole. He has 6 stick skills.
I think you're going to see a lot of that, how important the wingmen are going to be in this game right here. Obviously, having a lot of the top 2 face-off guys here, it's going to be really great. You're going to have little bursts where the ball's not going to be out clean.
Here's a wrestling match between Baptiste and Nardella. Top 2 face-off guys in the league by percentage.
I like that.
Entering this week, and Nardella comes away with it. He was 31 of 31 against the Water Dogs a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a record in the PLL. 31 consecutive wins. Trevor Baptiste is a different.
With us up here in the booth, it's great to have one of the best Native American players in the history of the sport joining us here once again in Minnesota for Indigenous Heritage Weekend. Baptiste wins another face-off. Jeremy waves down to Paul Rabel down to the field.
This matchup between Baptiste and Nardella is massive.
Wow, an alley-oop. That could get Costabile out of his slump.
Yeah.
That's what he needed. 1 for 16 heading into this game. Costabile is a volume shooter, and when you start thinking too much, you can play little head games with yourself. But to get an easy slam dunk and a beautiful pass from Jeff Teat, things could get cooking because you have Miles Jones, who's been to the party. Dox Aiken has been fantastic. If Costabile becomes a scorer with this attack, Schellenberger, Teats, Dixon, and now you add that other dimension midfield-wise, how do you stop this offense?
You talked about it earlier, too, about Constable getting hot, and there you go.
There goes Baptiste. Schellenberger skips it. Oh, Dixon couldn't finish on the feed from Teat.
I thought that was for sure going to be a goal right there.
And that would have been so.
He's going to the cage. When the ball is like hot potato, it gets everyone else involved.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hardest thing, playing defense. If you have a moving offense, it's harder to play defense.
So it's 2 goals in 19 seconds for the Atlas after they had their first 2 in a 9-second span. Whistle blows, and the ball will go to New York.
You look at what Trevor Baptiste has done over the course of his pro career. He's
been, let it ride from there.
Again, it's Baptiste and Nardella. Taken away by Jake Stevens. Out of Syracuse, the rookie missed it. Dixon on the backup.
Yeah, he was a 2nd-round draft pick for Mike Pressler and a utility mid.
Same school, and being able to kind of see each other in that way, there's the easy goal.
And this is old school.
Yes,
right. You just don't see that very often anymore.
You can see that that's going to be a battle here today, with them too.
We didn't see it last year with Nardella.
Oh, Nardella! Wow. Count it! Straight off the whistle. Wind it up and fire his first goal of the year.
That's got to be one of the fastest goals off the face-off, no?
Oh, yeah.
Caught him sleeping.
I was about to say before he was able to wind up, we didn't see him last year with the ACL injury. Petey LaSala was the Whips face-off specialist, but Nardella, a lot like Baptiste and the new age Face-off guys, they don't have to face off and get off. These guys can rip it, and they can pound the rock.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, obviously a lot of these face-offs guys, a lot of guys think they're just a full go get out, but no. You got to cover these top guys. They can definitely shoot.
10 seconds between goals for the Whips, and they're right back in this thing.
You faced off and played both ends.
Yeah.
What was the biggest challenge with that?
I think the biggest thing for me when I was facing off in college, I think for me, I was just kind of, you know, taking just to do them. I was kind of asked to, took them in high school, but yeah, one of the things I just kind of tried to put more in my arsenal, you know, be all-around player.
You take face-offs at OC.
You can't get too low, and when you are a shooter, you have to stay aggressive, and that's what he's born to do.
Yeah, like we've all said it, there's an offensive phrase thing when you play offense, you know, shooters got to shoot, and you know, get comfortable with the game, and you know, kind of let it come to you.
Atlas at the face-off stripe 7-3. Baptiste against Nardella, and as the team switch sides in the second quarter here, I wonder if the sun's going to be an issue for Brendan Krebs, Maryland in 2022. Team that went undefeated.
Oh,
had like 4 pros on that.
Yeah,
team. Just in that group.
Higgins, Jake Higgins, Bubba Fairman, Roman Puglisi, Alex Smith.
Yep.
That unit was loaded.
Oh no! Oh no!
Ouch!
A gift for the Atlas. That is not the team you want to do it against. Schellenberger with a pick 6.
This one stings. It's bad enough you have to play an offense that spins the rock like the boys in blue. You cannot give them easy ones.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this in his college play, and look at it right there.
It's a heck of an interception.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Jack Corus. Schellenberger always in the right spot at the right time, and the one-handed grab.
You know, you're almost, if you're in Maryland's eyes, you almost got to think, you know, for next time you got to learn from that quickly and, you know, maybe move your feet and get in pressure, especially with a guy like that.
Maryland guys got to be thinking, really? This guy again?
They had a lot of success against Connor Schellenberger.
Yes.
Very few teams can say that. Look at this battle. Think about like when these guys go to sleep the night before, knowing they're facing each other, right? It's a different kind of anxiety. It's a different kind of pressure. The battles that they've had.
Yeah.
Stakes so high when Nardella and Baptiste buckle up. It's a slugfest.
Think about when they go to sleep the night after.
Oh, it's all after an ice bath.
Yeah, exactly. Might sleep in an ice bath.
It's definitely so when, you know, waits for that slide to come in, tosses it off, easy goal, nice little step down shot.
You remember your first professional goal, Jeremy?
I don't.
Wow, he's had too many.
Yeah, it's tough to keep track.
Poitras wearing 51 from the Hill School, Whitby, Ontario native. You know who else wore that number?
Yeah.
Jeff Teat.
Jeff Teat, there you go.
Good call. It's 6'2", 230, forearms like tree trunks.
And I think he's bigger than 230. What do you think?
He's got to be ranging around there.
We got a great feature on Zed Williams coming up at halftime. Make sure you stick with us as we celebrate Indigenous Heritage Weekend here in the PLL.
Yes, sir. Now we got, there you go, 6-6 game.
Our first tie tonight after the Atlas built a 5-1 lead in the first quarter. Credit the Whips and the resilience of Jim Stagnitas.
Here, front runner for Rookie of the Year. The only issue now is you have Brendan O'Neill in this class, Connor Schellenberger, Xander Dixon. Any other year, it's like we're talking about Malone left and right.
Yeah, that's a tough class right there. Yeah. But it's a challenge, though. It's a good challenge, you know, for guys to have. Look up to.
Yeah, youth movement
and that's what it's all about when it comes to sports. You know, seriously, you're up for that challenge as an athlete.
Whipsnakes, their first lead tonight. They've got 7 different goal scorers already, including Nardella looking for his second.
That is a high-level stop by Troutner.
And a great play by Gavin.
Around the field and never known where a shot's going to come from, so definitely a bright future for the fella.
I didn't see this coming at 5-1. You know, a major issue, too, when the Atlas scored 20 goals against the Redwoods a couple weeks ago, Schellenberger had twice as many touches in the second half. Teat's touches increased. I feel like the offense has kind of gone away a little bit too much from Schellenberger and Teat. They need to quarterback more. Yeah, I feel like the ball's coming down and they're losing their identity a little bit offensively.
The shot clock is off for the Whipsnakes. They can take the last shot of this first half.
And I think that's exactly what they've been doing and why their leadership, you know, going into halftime, you know, into this quarter.
You know what will be interesting too is the Whips are the only team in the PLL yet to have a power play goal. We're going to face off, and then we'll see if Nardella and crew can get this offense an opportunity to get their first power play goal of the season.
You saw Baptiste start in this third quarter in the sin bin. They still do face off. Whips win it, so they got about 10 seconds left on this power play. They entered 0 for 3 with the extra man this year. That's Ed Williams under the helmet. Cash App powering the athletes onto the helmet. So the run continues for the Whips. And now even 9-9 at the face-off stripe.
To their offense, so they're able to find that third layer of their offense because 1 and 7 are quarterbacking and everybody else is moving off.
Yes,
the ball.
you have a 2-quarterback system. You have Teat, who's a lefty. Schellenberger's kind of a dual threat with his right and his left, natural righty. So you have the dual quarterback system that needs heavy touches because when they have the ball, they both can beat defenders off the dribble.
Develop and let it come to himself, and obviously keeping his feet moving, let him run into the same spot and let him one-on-one with the goalie.
Talking to Jim Stagnita, the Whipsnakes head coach, he's been pretty vocal about TJ Malone touching the ball every possession after week 1, and you can see why.
Drafted him in the 3rd round, and he's turned into one of the best attackmen in the league already.
By yourself. Good, good.
Now it's Ed Williams. 2 goals already.
What a pickoff by Carpenter.
That's a couple times tonight. Schellenberger with 1, Carpenter with 1.
So it's obviously important, you know, when it comes to the language and culture aspect, we always kind of acknowledge those things and where the kind of game has come from. And obviously from a cultural standpoint, you know, we talk about it all the time. You know, it's been a medicine game, you know, from our creator sent down to entertain the people and bring communities together.
This face-off battle has been epic. You mentioned earlier, Jeremy, the wings playing such a critical part of this right here.
Yeah.
Because Baptiste and Nardella are going to just exchange haymakers.
Yeah.
The 2 wing players on each team have to come to the party.
Nardella, Malone tried to shoot before he caught it. By the way, Maryland's won 12 face-offs, New York with 10. And it's Atlas ball off the rim.
Cartman in the first quarter there, and you know he's kind of feeling himself now, getting his shots in. And yeah, there you go. You had another great play from him coming there.
Clark mentioned he entered 1 for 16. He's 3 for 6 tonight. This is a war at the face-off stripe, and it's picked up by an Atlas wing, Kobe Smith.
12-11. Keep the tracker going.
Schellenberger trying to sweep across past Ajax Zapatello again. If you love
Starting the game out here is facing off.
Right now, I think we're at 12-11. The face-offs with the edge to Maryland Whips.
Yep. And that's what we expected.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
rare that you see Baptiste has someone get the best of him.
Each team only has 1 player on the wing. Baptiste and Nardella. Another scrum.
Look at this.
Look at it. You can kind of see that. Yeah.
Yep.
Is that legal?
That was just a stalemate for a good 10, 12 seconds there.
We've definitely seen a couple highlights of those stalemates lasting for who knows how long.
So we're 5-on-5 right now.
Atlas start this 4th quarter with 16 seconds left on a power play. And Nardella wins the faceoff.
Yeah, he was 6 for 8 in that 3rd quarter. Nardella is heating up.
No Trevor Baptiste there.
Yeah,
it was Danny Logan.
That's what I mentioned earlier. I was wondering why he wasn't in.
You'll see it after a violation, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And Chorus comes back and bounces it past Troutner. So the Whips open up a 4-goal lead at the start of the 4th quarter.
This is danger zone in uncharted territory for the New York Atlas. Undefeated. Down now 4 in the 4th quarter. You see the dejection by Mike Presser, the head coach. This is a beautiful move by Chorus. Did you see the juke and the footwork of the rookie to get his hands free on Camizio? That is a big-time dodge and an old-school straight overhand release, right?
We talk about that, actually, you know, in all aspects. You know, whether you're playing box cross, field cross, we talk about an overhand shot for a goalie to read. That's the hardest shot to read.
Yeah.
It's coming from overhand.
There's so much deception, right? It's because from that same spot, Baptiste back at the X with a stripe. The deception of that overhand, because you can do so much with it.
Exactly, yeah. The goalie doesn't really see it until last second because of the angle of where it's coming from.
Jeremy, you know who's the master of the overhand shot? This guy right here, Paul Carpenter. he dropped some bombs with that thing at Syracuse.
Number 9, 30-second technical push.
Baptiste back to the sin bin. That's his second penalty tonight.
Yeah, there's got to be something going on there, you know, in Baptiste. You know, maybe it's a coach's decision, maybe giving him some chips off, or, you know, maybe getting him to reset. But yeah, Nardella is definitely, you know, owning his spot there here tonight.
And you don't see it often with Baptiste, but last week against the Redwoods, he was 41% against TD Erlin.
Good call.
It's 2 weeks in a row now. He's under 50%. That is a rarity when it comes to Trevor Baptiste. From Notre Dame, owned May in 2023 and 2024, and he was the goalie that, if you think you had to add some depth or you wanted a starter, it was Liam Entenmann in this draft and then everyone else.
A Tewaaraton finalist this year. Baptiste wins the faceoff. This is the largest lead for the Whipsnakes tonight, up 5 on an Atlas team that's been downright dominant in the first 3 weeks. Costabile now below the goal line, tries to shovel it home. Zapatello on the race, and he wins it. Maryland ball. And assisted goals. That's his 14th assisted goal of the season, which is almost twice as many as anybody else.
Guard him when he's away from the ball.
Yes. He is a knockdown shooter. 2 goals for Dixon tonight. He had a hat trick in all 4 games coming in.
See, this offense for the Atlas is so good, gents, that I don't think they need to chase twos. I think they just need to get the ball to Teat, who had that assist, get the ball to Schellenberger, but more Teat, too, in this matchup, because I think Ajax Zapatello is doing a fantastic job on Schellenberger.
Yeah.
But don't chase the twos.
Oh, can't be trading goals either. Entenmann might have gotten a piece of that. It definitely hit the metal. And Logan gives the ground ball to Carpenter. On the run, here come the Bulls. Razaka skips it. Schellenberger stopped by Krebs.
Wow, what a stop by Krebs.
Big one. 13.
How persistent he is when he comes to his top strong side there and gets a nice shot off, staying patient and getting his shot off the way he wants it.
3 points for Anderson, 2 goals and an assist. Baptiste goes down on top of that Vikings logo, and the Whips win another faceoff.
And this is Anderson's first game. He was drafted by the Redwoods, and then in a trade,
Jones' first point of the evening.
Came into tonight leading all midfielders in scoring with 11 points.
I seen that he had a nice hot streak there.
Yeah, he did. He was hot.
And we're just asking about how when he was gonna start stepping up in here. You know, get rolling here for the game here.
You get the sense that Miles Jones is playing with a different sense, that he's playing with a little more pride in an Atlas uniform. He had a full training camp with the Atlas last year in 2023. He came in mid-year. That's tough to come into a new team and find your footing. And you can tell that he's playing with the pieces around him, and it's working out really well for him. He is quiet tonight, but through the first part of the season, he's been doing pretty well up there, dodging from the
Yeah, he's been spectacular as the flag's down. He's also a dad now. You know that.
Yeah.
Parents.
I actually seen him when I first landed. Got to the hotel. I seen him, talked to him, and you know things are great as far as family. I think you know kind of shows to his play.
Got the hold here. Yeah, that's on Baptiste. Holds Nardello. Trying to get that ball away,
Trying to get too much with the wraparound.
Yep. So we're still waiting on the
penalty
Whips.
tonight?
Believe so, yes. We're still waiting on the Whips' first power play goal of the season.
That's right. 0 for 5. 0 for 2 tonight. Where can they get that first goal? Who's going to give it to him? Turnover, and he finishes it with a behind the back.
That's a good point.
It's like a scoop and score.
Yep.
Atlas win this faceoff as Carpenter comes in from the wing. Costabile thought about it. repeat surveys from below goal line extended.
Now you have to obviously hunt too.
You got to have the ball.
They're going to turn on the tape, and they're going to watch the careless mistakes and turnovers in the fourth quarter, and they're going to be livid with themselves.